So, this is like a comment bounce back video, whatever we're calling that term for Jen's clock video. And it is not necessarily bouncing back of what she asked, but just when I moved in here, on the wall right here, where the code is where this clock was. And when I moved in, it was ticking and not at the right time. And I never set my devices that are in the house to the correct time. So if the power goes out, I just press on the clock thing to make sure it stops flashing at some point. But I never put the time on properly. And same with this clock, I never did. And I don't know why I felt I was writing a comment to Jen, and then it was just like, it would be so much easier if I just like made a video. So I don't know why, but when I took it down off here, it's just like, I need the ticking. I want the ticking. And I don't know why, because, ticking clocks, I'm like, hook, they could drive me mad sometimes. But I'm not like that anymore. And I could have like a million of them, and it's just a part of a cadence or something that I need. I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, so this is my TV because we don't watch it. And anyone who watched my video back, I don't remember when I said I was renting yesterday and I had to do my DVD player and hook it up. Yeah, well, I got to watch yesterday somewhere else, so I still haven't hooked that motherfucker up. And so, yeah, this is how I keep my TV because we don't watch the cable part. And I can't watch a DVD unless I find one I want bad enough to actually hook up my thing. But yeah, this is what the TV thing looks like. And I'm not sure exactly what time it is right now, and I have nothing around me to go look. But whatever time this is ahead of my time. Yeah. And it's just something that I've always done in like the last years. And I remember 2 years ago when I was still living at Sunbeam, I was living in a house that was rented. Therefore, if anything happened in the house, someone would come in to look at it, whether it be the landlord himself, who was my friend and my boss, Darren, or, if he couldn't handle it, somebody would come in. And one time my fridge was on the fritz, like off and on so much that everything that we did to troubleshoot wasn't enough. And he called somebody in to fix my fridge. And, Darren, the landlord, was always very, like politically correct. I don't know what the right word is about coming into my house. I would say, like, I'm at work. I used to live, work, and play on site of the resort I lived on. So it was like, Darren, just send them in. I'm just in like cottage number whatever, cleaning and doing whatever. Just send them in. So sometimes I wouldn't even see these people because, just leave the door unlocked and somebody goes in. And long story short, because I'm rambling, but when the person came to fix my fridge, I came home and my clock was at the right time on my stove. And I swear, I can't remember having been so mad. I was so angry, but I was so scared too because I didn't associate it with the fridge dude. I thought it just turned itself back to the right time. And then after about an hour of like flipping out of like, what the fuck, my clock set itself. My internal like thing was like, yeah, a stranger was in your home fixing your fridge. So again, long story short, but the fridge dude actually had found the part that didn't work. So the next day when he came to put the part in, I actually went into my own house and saw him. And I was like, hey, fridge dude, how you doing? And then, we were talking and I looked at him and I was like, so did you fix my clock on my stove? And he's like, oh my God, I am so OCD. As soon as I saw it, I changed it. And then I realized, what have I done? It's none of my business. This isn't my house. And I felt so bad that I changed the time on your clock. And I couldn't remember how many hours if you were ahead or how many hours back you were. I couldn't put it back. But I realized I had fucked up. He told me. I forget the fridge dude's name, what it was. It was a sink though. Fuck, I can't remember. Because he had it on his work clothes. But I remember I looked at him and was like, you are so lucky I didn't see you in the moment you did that, because I was so mad I would have lost my shit on you. How dare you do that, was my first thought when I realized it was you. And then after, it was like, I was grateful because you brought me back to the time I'm supposed to be at, instead of always being 5 hours ahead. You put me back into my real time. And thank you. And he was still apologizing and saying sorry because it was none of his business. I came to fix your fridge and I ended up like touching your stove, which like technically is like rude. But anyways, yeah, I don't know why I'm rambling on about all this, but it's just a random comment. I love you, Jen, and anybody else who's watching. I probably love you too.